and welcome to another edition of Marquette in Motion. We're your hosts, Morgan Minster
and Amber Krieg. On today's show, we'll be reporting on an honor one of our seniors has recently received, telling you how our second graders are preparing for their first reconciliation, answering your questions in You Ask, We Answer,
and as always, updating you on Marquette sports and events. But before we get to anything else, Brooklyn is here to tell us who she'll be interviewing this week for our weekly senior interviews. Who is it this week?
This week, I will be interviewing Jake Carney.
Thanks, Brooklyn. You can hear that interview with Jake later on in the show. But right now, it's time for our weekly graduation countdown. So, Morgan, how many days are left until we graduate?
There are 78 days until graduation.
I can't believe that we're already so close. But as our graduation gets closer and closer, we thought we'd take a look at some Marquette students who have already graduated.
Recently, our school counselor, Miss Julie Schmidt, compiled a list of Marquette alumni who graduated between the year 2000 and 2015. She then asked them what their major or field of interest was and compiled the information together to help the faculty better understand what is important to our students.
The overwhelming majority of our alumni entered into either a science-related major, which was about 30%, or business, with about 26% of all Marquette graduates entering the business field.
That is a lot of our students. In third place came trade and professional majors, with about 9% of alumni majoring in that category. But in a very close fourth came education, with about 8.5%.
Sounds like our teachers are inspiring our students to continue their work. Closely behind were the social sciences majors, with about 7% of graduates, and following about 6% of Marquette alumni were those who entered directly into the workforce after graduation.
Other categories such as the military, religious studies, technology, and the arts all hovered around the 1 to 3% range. It's really interesting to see exactly what our former Marquette family is doing after high school.
It sure is, Morgan. And soon, our juniors will be thinking about their after-school plans as they will be attending a career day sponsored by Clinton Community College on March 17th. Students will attend a small college fair which hosts representatives from dozens of local and state schools. The juniors will also have the opportunity to sit in on presentations from local professionals speaking to their individual careers and answering questions for students interested in their field.
I remember last year when we went, I loved listening to the lawyer that came to talk to us.
And I enjoyed getting to hear a presentation from a local journalist. Speaking of which, it's time for our favorite young journalists to step in and take over.
Would that be jam time?
Of course. Take it away, girls.
Well, you're our favorite older journalist, too. Another older student we'll be talking about today is senior Christian Mickles, also known as CJ.
CJ recently received the Academic All-State Award for basketball, which is pretty amazing. I bet he's super happy about it.
Hey, Allison, isn't he your cousin?
He is. On behalf of our family, great job, CJ.
Well, on behalf of our school, we'd like to tell him congratulations on this distinction.
Wait, fill me in. I'm not a very sporty person and don't really know what the Academic All-State Award is. What exactly is it?
Well, the Academic All-State Award is made by the Iowa High School Athletic Association, or IHSAA. This award is used to recognize students who have excelled in the classroom and on the court.
This recognition is one of the most prestigious honors the IHSAA can offer senior students, as CJ is one of 28 boys selected as part of the Academic All-State team.
Students are selected based on their athletic ability and academic proficiency.
Over 150 senior basketball players were nominated by their coaches, and CJ was one of the 28 chosen.
These 28 boys have an average ACT composite of 30.1, a 3.98 grade point average, and each scores more than 16.5 points per game.
How impressive!
The school that each academic all-stater attends needs to confirm that the student is a varsity contributor, confirms his GPA, verify that he is a senior, and upload a current transcript prior to the nomination.
Wow, not only did CJ have to work to earn the award, the school did too.
You know what they say, work hard, play hard, and get the best award you can.
No one says that, but you know one thing that we always say?
No, what do we always say?
With Marquette in Motion, this has been
Jam Time!
With Justina Denlinger,
Allison Hager,
Megan Litter,
and Mackenzie Kilberg.
Don't go away yet. Marquette in Motion will be back after these messages.
Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Christina Coos is here with a report on First Reconciliation.
With the Lenten season well underway, the second graders have been preparing to make their first reconciliation. Along with guidance from their teacher, Mrs. Mary Rubel, The students have been learning about God's willingness to forgive each and every time we are truly sorry and ask for forgiveness. They have also acted out several gospel stories telling about God's forgiveness. To further prepare, the students have even role-played receiving reconciliation with each other. Mrs. Rubel hopes that through this preparation, her students will understand the sacrament, be comfortable receiving it, and realize what a wonderful gift God gives us, forgiving us each time we are truly sorry and ask for forgiveness. The sacrament of First Reconciliation will be made on Wednesday, March 16th in St. Joseph's Church. Second graders will also be making their first communion in the upcoming months. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Christina Koos.
Thanks, Christina. Now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, You Ask, We Answer with Lauren Kilberg. Let's take a look at this week's questions, Lauren. The first one reads, I see a lot of the Be the Good t-shirts that were sold by Marquette Student Council. Are there other things that the Student Council is involved with?
Absolutely, Morgan. This Thursday, the Council hosted a teacher appreciation meal for all the Marquette faculty during their Parent-Teacher Conference Week. In April, the Council will host freshman orientation for our 8th grade students to help transition the students into high school life. At the year's conclusion, the Council will be collecting and compiling lists of needs for the school, choosing which items to fund. In addition, the juniors and seniors in the group continue to meet via Skype with the student council from Mr. Kaiser's former school, Messmer High School. A meeting is in the works for our two councils.
Sounds like a lot of fun, Lauren. The next question says, I saw the picture in the paper of some of the Marquette seniors holding the senior quilt that will be auctioned off at the Magic of Children. Are the kindergartners making a quilt this year too?
Well, Morgan, there won't be a kindergarten quilt exactly, but there will be a blanket. It will be a fleece blanket with the students' drawings on it, and it will be made by Patzner's Pro Shop.
Be sure to look for that blanket and a wide variety of other auction items at the Magic of Children on April 2nd. We're certainly looking forward to that event. Now, on to something our 5th grade students are certainly excited about, the DARE program. Is the DARE program still active at Marquette?
DARE, which is an acronym for Drug Abuse Resistance Education, is indeed active at Marquette. The program is taught by Officer Bud Schrader once a month for our 5th grade students. This week, the 5th graders were able to interview a panel of Marquette High School students who can serve as role models in their drug and alcohol-free life. The students will graduate from their program on March 31st. Now, all of us here at Marquette in Motion are proud of our DARE graduates, and many of us are soon to be high school graduates. I myself will be graduating from high school within the next few months, so if you haven't sent me your questions yet, you're running out of time. Please, send me your questions.
We dare you.
I'm always listening at marquetteinmotion@marquettecatholic.com. Until next week, this has been Lauren Kilberg. Our program will return after these messages from our sponsors.
We're back with Marquette in Motion. Sam Peters and Jonathan Herrig are here with your Marquette Sports and Updates report.
Thanks, Morgan. Today our individual speech team is participating at North Scott High School, with 15 acts being performed. We hope all our participants qualify for the Iowa All-State competition on April 4th. March is well underway, just like Marquette Spring Sports. Our boys are running out of time before the first track meet, which is the Tri-Rivers Indoor Conference meet at Cornell College, held this coming Friday.
Thanks, Sam. Spring is a busy time of the year in terms of sports. Not only is track about to start, Marquette's soccer team is about to kick off their season. Their first game is on March 31st at Felderman Park in Bellevue. Also, the first golf meet is on Tuesday, March 29th at Valley Oaks Golf Course in Clinton. Marquette's largest fundraiser, the Magic of Children, will be held on April 2nd at Horizon Hall.
For Marquette in Motion, this has been Sam Peters
and Jonathan Herrig
with your Marquette Sports and Updates report.
Thanks for the update, guys. Now we'll turn it over to Brooklyn Moore with this week's senior interview.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brooklyn Moore, and I'll be interviewing Jacob Carney, who joined us at the beginning of the year. Would you mind telling our audience a little bit about yourself?
I'm 18, and my past years of high school, I was at senior high school, and I am a fisherman, and I hunt and work on vehicles.
Cool. What or whom pushed you towards Marquette?
I grew up down here with a lot of the Sieverding family, and I've always known how small of a school and how friendly and accepting they were.
What's one advantage of going to Marquette compared to your previous schools?
It's a lot smaller, as my senior class at senior was 500 some students, and here it's a lot smaller, so you get a lot more individual work.
Okay. We know a lot about your past, but could you tell us a little bit about your future, like college plans or job maybe?
This summer I'm planning on working construction with my dad and then going to NICC for a construction degree.
That will be fun, I'm sure. As I said before, you're new here, so our audience probably wants to know more about you. We are only given a certain amount of time, so would you be up to a sort of rapid-fire questioning?
Sure.
Okay, are you ready? First question. If you could only pick one possession, such as a phone or a truck, what would it be?
Probably my fishing pole.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
People chewing with their mouth open.
What's your dream car?
Probably a brand new truck.
What do you think would be the perfect job?
Building houses for my own business.
What's your favorite sport to watch?
Fishing and hunting.
Last thing before we go, what's your favorite thing about Marquette?
How accepting they were of a new student coming in.
Well, I'm sure our audience knows you now. Thanks for letting me interview you, and thanks to all our listeners. Make sure to keep tuning in. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Brooklyn Moore.
Thanks for reporting, everyone.
And thanks for tuning in. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Morgan Minster.
And Amber Krieg.
And remember, stay informed, stay involved, stay
in motion.